Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Toby Owopete, and in today's video I'll be showing you how to achieve a flawless look whilst using affordable makeup products, and also we're discussing how being shy can make you lose out on opportunities. So the other day my brother and I were having a conversation, and then it said something that had me having this light bulb moment. And in his words, he said that shy people are going to find it difficult to become successful. And he said, he also went on to say that, oh, it is very hard for someone that is shy, for someone that is timid to actually attain success. And we were in the middle of the conversation, but that word that he said, or the statement that he made, just kept replaying in my head. And I had to ask him to hold on a bit, right? And take a pause and repeat what he said just to see where his head is at. And they said that, oh yeah, that is actually very difficult for someone that is shy to be successful, because there's no way you can say you want to be successful. There's no way you can record any iota of success and you do not want to be seen. It's a different thing if you say that your personality as a person, you do not like to be in the faces of people, right? But your works is known, right? That's a different ball game entirely. Rather, it said that what people mostly do these days is that they do not want to be seen as a person and their works are not being seen. And he said, if at all you even do not want to be seen as a person, you have to have put in the work to some certain level where people have actually seen you, but you not choose to to now stay back, right? Because your work can now speak for itself. That's a different thing, right? But what is mostly common amongst people is that they are not even seen at all. So obviously their works cannot be seen. And I'm like, that's interesting, right? Because what he said is actually true. This is not something that I haven't known for like years, but I don't know, having someone else say it to me just gave me a new perspective to it, right? So I'm saying all of this to say that we cannot want to have a physical or a visible success and then remain hidden. It cannot work like that, right? It doesn't work like that. You have to be able to put yourself out there, right? You have to be able to step out of your comfort zone, because as someone that truly desires success, right, you have no business being hidden or being shy. Like, this is not for you to obviously make a nuisance of yourself, but you have to be strategically positioning yourself. You have to make the important people know you, because success will not come and meet you in your room, right? It will not just suddenly fall on your laps. You have to do the work, and part of doing the work is bringing yourself out there, like pitching yourself to people and allowing people to know the value that you carry and what you can contribute, right? The ideas that you have in your head, right? That is what you like, doing what you have to do just to get or to attain the level of success that you so much desire, right? Being in your comfort zone would not allow you to evoke the originality or the creativity or whatever it is that is deposited in you. It will not allow you to think outside of the box, because you are accustomed to the normal, to the barest minimum, to the most random things, right? So if you truly desire to be successful, I would say that you need to put yourself out there. Like, it can be so uncomfortable at first, but as you go about it day after day after day, right, you find out that it just suddenly becomes natural. And I think the reason why people tend to stay back or tend to hide themselves is because the fear of what people would say. And most of the times, like majority is most of the times, right, these people that we think have an opinion or would have an opinion of what we are doing would at most times not even like pay close attention to what you're doing, right? People only would attach themselves to people if they're either one, successful, or two, like a complete failure. So you choose what you want people to see you as, right? So you want to be successful, you want to be great, quote and unquote, and you do not want to be known. You don't want people to have an opinion about you. You don't want people to speak ill of you. You know, you want to be in the good books of people. You don't want people to have like, I don't know, a thing or two to say about you, right? You're playing it safe, my dear. The road to success is very long for you, because whether or not you do these things right, people would still talk, right? It's that to say, oh my god, look at her, look at him, you know, he or she is just wasting away, not doing anything important, not doing anything like, you know, life changing in their lives. Or, oh my god, look at him, look at her, oh my god, she went from this place to that place, right? From point A to point B, right? This person actually did move. And come to think of it, the people that we so much look up to these days, right? The people that are able to crack the code and, you know, be able to put in the work and do what it takes for them to be at the position that they have today, right? We know them, and we know them only because they've put themselves out there, right? They've fought to make sure that they are known, right? The only reason why we make reference to them is because we know them. So take for example, I don't think that anybody, I know success, I don't think anybody that is successful is hidden or remains unknown, because how then are you able to now tell that, oh, this person is successful, if you do not know a thing or two about them? So the fear of not wanting to be seen or not wanting people to have an opinion about you is actually keeping you back, right? It is stopping you, or it is keeping you away from the very life that you want. Like the distance between your present self and your future self, the distance is you putting yourself out there. Like if you can move, right, and allow yourself to be seen, allow your craft, your work, your business, whatever it is that you're doing at the moment, allow it to be known, right? Pushing it out for a larger audience to see. That difference is what is going to merge you as a person right now into becoming the future self that you so much envision, right? So, you know, after that conversation with my brother, I just kept on replaying this old thing in my head, and I'm like, that's very true, because I, as a person, I used to be a very shy person, right? I used to be very timid. Like, I'm not the kind of person that will walk inside a room when everybody is fully seated. I think I've said this in the video of mine, my previous video. I didn't used to be that person, but I noticed that there is really nothing, right, that is substantial that I can point to and be like, oh, in my years of staying eating and all of that, this is what I've been able to do, right? It's just this whole cyclical process of overthinking things, having this idea from that idea to that idea, and not necessarily executing. And one thing about people that are shy or that are timid or that are people pleasers is that they always would be stuck at the planning phase, never ever moving on to execution phase. And you find out that the people that are very audacious, like one thing about successful people is that they are audacious, they are bold, they are brave, they do not overthink these things, right? They do not think that, oh my god, what will happen if I do this, like what risk, like of course they measure their risk, right? It has to be in proportion to what they are willing to let go, right? But they do not really overthink it, right? Unlike the people, when I say the people, I'm talking about the person that I used to be. Unlike the people that want to know how point A would arrive at point B up to point C, like they want to know the intricate like steps and all of those things before these things can actually become, right? Not allowing like life or nature to just take its course, right? They want to be in control of everything, right? So the difference between those two people is audacity. See, if you are someone that is audacious, someone that is confident, someone that, you know, that does not think that there's anything that is far and above or beyond him or her, oh my god, like you've just figured out life, if not by 50%, I tell you the truth. Because if you are audacious, confident and brave, and you know, you think that you don't think that there's anything that is above you. You feel like if you want it, you can get it. If you put your mind to it, you can get it, right? You just need to put in the work and it is yours, right? If you are one of those people, then I tell you, you're very lucky, because some people, right, I used to be that person, struggle a lot to even believe that they struggle to believe that they are what's the word now, they are expected, or rather, oh my god, for the lack of better word, they struggle to believe that they are allowed to have what what they are aspiring about. Like, they're allowed to have it. They don't really think that they are worthy enough to have it, right? So I digressed, right? So I was saying that these people that are audacious, these people that are, they're like the most successful people that you see now, people that are audacious, that are bold, that do not that do not overthink things, and people that are, still stuck with their life and wondering, oh my god, why is my life like this? Oh my god, why are things not going this way? Oh my god, why is this thing happening for my friend and it is not for me? Right? If you put these two people together and you study them, you find out that this person that has been complaining tends to overthink without actually doing anything about it, right? They have, and most cases, they usually have the brightest ideas, right? They have the most creative ideas, like the most, I don't know, like innovative ideas. But because they doubt themselves, they doubt their abilities, they tend to overthink it, like to overthink things, and then they overthink things to the point where whereby they overthink themselves out of it. Like they overthink the process and then overthink themselves out of it. They now come to a conclusion, oh my god, maybe it's not my thing, maybe it is not something that I'm meant to do, right? Whereas on the other side, these people, right, once they have an idea, they do, like, they weigh the risk. Okay, is this good, is this, and then they go with it, right? And they figure out the next steps along the way, right? They fall, they get back up, they fail, they get back up, right? They accumulate like personalities, characters, like habits. Like they're able to build resilience, they're able to build perseverance, they're able to build the ability to think fast, to think of a solution as fast as possible, right? As they embark on that idea, on that journey, they are able to build in traits, like inculcate traits in, like, that is needed for life in general. They're able to inculcate it within themselves, like into themselves, only because they had the idea and they ran with it, as opposed to someone that wants to know what will happen from process A up until process Z, right? They want to know, they want to be in control of it all, like that. Those kind of people, they ever eventually manage to even move from that process A to process B, right? So I'm saying all of this to say that if you are a shy person, then it will be very hard. It will be extremely hard and difficult for you to, achieve that goal, because you are always going to have to second guess yourself. You will always be stuck in that cycle of, what if I'm not cut out for it? What if I'm not ready yet? What if I'm not, like, a lot of what ifs, and what ifs. And I feel like I know for a fact that what changed for me was that I got tired of just waiting for the perfect moment. Like, it became so it became so depressing, right? Waiting for the perfect moment before you can act, right? Because at the end of the day, there is no such thing as a perfect moment. The perfect moment happens when you define it as a perfect moment. Like, what makes a perfect moment is what you define as a perfect moment. Like, there's no magical revealing kind of sound that says, this is the time, my dearest daughter, my dearest son, for you to act upon the ideas that I've given to you, right? This is the like, there's not such thing as that. And once you are, and another thing again, if you're looking at it from, like, biblically, it just shows lack of trust in God, right? Once you want to be in control of everything, like every process, it just shows lack of trust in God, because God himself does not show us our full picture, right? It doesn't give us the full picture of what our life will turn out to be. We have to trust him enough to know that, okay, God has, is sustaining me, is keeping me here. Obviously, what my life is going to unfold as is going to be beautiful, right? We have to trust him enough to know that. So you also have to trust in your abilities, in yourself, to know that this thing that you've started will end well. And if it doesn't end well, so what? I mean, you can say that you tried it out and it didn't work out. Well, you know what would happen? It would birth another thing, right? And it's if this other idea births, like if it gives birth to another idea, right? You're not going to make probably the same mistakes that you made in the previous ones, right? You've learned something. You've gained like a wisdom. You've gotten wiser, so you would obviously not repeat the same mistakes, right, that you've made in the previous one in this new one, right? So you have to keep going. Like, you are a business owner and you do not have a social media presence. You are a business owner and you cannot walk up to people to tell people what your business is about, either your service that you provide or your goods. You cannot walk up to a person and advertise yourself, and you are a business owner and you're complaining of low sales. How else is sales supposed to come if you, the owner of the business, is not the number one marketing person, salesperson, customer? Like, how else is your business expected to grow, right? They're working in a 9 to 5, like you're working a 9 to 5. You're working in the corporation where there is promotion, like, I don't know, at annually, or right? Like, do you understand what I mean? And you're not pitching ideas. You're not coming up with with innovative ideas that can help the company move forward, right? You're just stuck in your current role. You're just doing what they ask you to do. You're closing from the work. You're going home. You're not contributing to anything that can help the growth of the business. Like, you're just like, oh my god, you're just there. You're just there, and you're wondering why you're not being promoted. Of course, you've not given the company any reason to move you from the position that you have to another one. You are a service provider. You're not improving on yourself. You're not telling people the reason why they need to use you, right? You're not doing anything. You're basically just allowing everything. You're giving everything to chance, and you're wondering why you are still the way that you are. You're going to be the way that you are because you are not actively moving things. So if you're not moving things, right, nothing will move, right? Nothing, like absolutely nothing will move. So this is a new year, we just finished the first quarter of the year, and we're entering into a new quarter. I want you to take it upon yourself to put yourself out there, right? To make sure that you are known, your work is known. You can be recognized for something. Like, people would say your name. I'm like, oh, this person, oh, she's this, she's that. Oh, is this, is that, right? You are known for something. You're not just existing, right? You are living, right? People know, right? People know, like, you are impactful, right? Your business is impactful. Your person is impactful. You get, like, you are impacting people. You are passing on knowledge. Like, you are an asset. Exactly. You have to work so much in yourself that you become an asset and not a liability. You're not easily disposable, and that can only happen if you put yourself out there, because it is by putting yourself out there that you begin to recognize your own defects, like the things that you probably need to work on, right? By your association with people and with things and all of that, you are able to have like an introspect of the person that you are, what you need to work on, what you need to improve on, right? Thereby making you an asset in the long run. But when you are not putting yourself out there, when nobody knows you for anything, what you know is what you know. Your bad character is what is still remaining, right? There's nobody that is necessarily pointing out anything that you are doing that is wrong, so you obviously cannot build or work on it, right? So I'm saying all of this to say now that this is not the time to want to be in the shadows. This is not the time that you want to take the back seats and be like, oh, let things play out. No, especially if you want good things of life, right? You want to amass wealth, success, you want to know, you want to be known for something, you cannot afford to take the back seat, my girl. You cannot afford to remain hidden. You cannot afford to be in the shadows. You have to be in the limelight, like the spotlight. You have to be known. You have an idea, you have to speak about it. You have an idea, you have to work on it. You cannot remain hidden. You cannot, you are a light that is set upon a hill. You cannot be put under the bushel. It is not possible. Like, because doing that, you are not even allowing the gift of the Lord that He has deposited in you to come out to work. That will not even make Him to not even increase it. You are basically acting like the servant with the one talent that went to go and bury it. Because in your case, you're not speaking, you're not advancing, you're not doing anything. You are burying the talent that is in you. But by speaking, by improving, by socializing, by networking, by do all of these things that that would push you further into the life that you want, or the life that you so much desire. You are building your talent, and you are and for that you are going to be giving more, like more things will be added to you, more traits, like more things will eventually be added to you. So my love, I tell you today, you are a star. You are meant to shine. You are meant to shine. You're not meant to be hidden at all. Like, people ought to know you. People ought to hear of you and be like, oh yeah, this person that does this, the way that you do for other people, that when a name comes up, you know exactly what this person is about, like who this person is about. Exactly. That's the kind of thing that I also want for you, and that's the kind of thing that I also want for myself. So whatever it is that you need to do to overcome that shyness, that timidity or timidness, what's the word, whatever it is that you need to do, I implore that you start working on yourself today. It is never too late to start. But what is very wrong for you to do is to not even begin at all. It's to not even consider yourself worthy enough to be able to take risk on, or to be able to get better at something, right? So I guess this brings us to the end of today's video. It's I'm sorry if I sounded like brash and all of that. It's just because I'm so pained in my spirit, right? So this is the final look, and I hope that you know now that you can achieve flawless makeup look while choosing affordable makeup product. And if this video resonates with you, please do leave a comment down in the comment section below. I will see you in my next one. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Love you. Bye.